Welcome back to the channel where we strip away the masks of the most dangerous predators in our society and expose the gears of their psychological warfare. You are here because you have been in the trenches. You have felt the weight of a narcissist trying to crush your spirit, trying to rewrite your reality, and trying to turn your soul into a hollow shell of its former self. You have likely been told that you need to be stronger to survive them. You've been told that resilience and toughness are your only shields. But today, I am going to tell you a secret that the narcissist is terrified you will discover. The one type of person they cannot break is not the strong one. In fact, being strong is exactly what makes you a target. Let's set the scene for this psychological thriller we call your life. You've seen the strong ones, the achievers, the people with iron wills, the ones who stand tall and refuse to back down. The narcissist looks at these people and salivates. To a predator, a strong person is a high-yield investment. They aren't looking for someone who is already broken. There is no glory in that, no fuel in that. They want the person who is a mountain so they can watch them crumble. They want the person who has a legacy so they can dismantle it brick by brick. If you think your strength is your protection, you have already misunderstood the nature of the beast you are dealing with. We have to ask the big, haunting question. If strength is a magnet for their abuse, then what is the secret weapon of the person who actually survives? Why is it that some people walk away from a narcissist completely untouched, while others, who seem twice as tough, are left in financial and emotional ruin? You are about to enter a world of secret knowledge that has been hidden in plain sight. We are going to deconstruct the myth of the tough survivor and reveal the specific psychological frequency that makes a narcissist feel absolutely powerless. This isn't about fighting back, it's about becoming something the narcissist doesn't even know how to look at. The narcissist operates on a specific currency, your reaction. Every scream, every tear, and even every strong defense you put up is a payment into their account. When you are strong and you fight back, you are giving them exactly what they want, proof that they have an impact on you. Strength implies resistance, and resistance is still a form of connection. It is the friction that keeps the fire of their ego burning. Today, we are going to talk about the person who provides zero friction. The person who is so fundamentally different that the narcissist's hook simply slide off their skin like water off a mirror. Imagine a documentary where the predator stalks a prey that simply doesn't exist in the way they expect. That is what we are building here. You need to understand that the narcissist's entire reality is built on a dominant-submission hierarchy. If you aren't submitting, they assume you are competing for dominance. If you are competing, you are in their game, and they have been playing that game since they were toddlers. They have spent a lifetime perfecting the art of the low blow. You cannot outstrength a person who has no conscience. You are trying to play chess with a pigeon that is just going to knock over the pieces and defecate on the board. The person a narcissist can't break is a person who has moved beyond the need for validation from the outside world. They aren't tough in the traditional sense, they are unusable. To a narcissist, a person is a tool. A tool for admiration, a tool for sex, a tool for money, or a tool for emotional release. The moment you become a tool that doesn't fit their hand, they panic. But the person we are discussing today doesn't just not fit. They are a different material entirely. They are the ghost in the machine that refuses to be measured, categorized, or controlled. They are the person who sees the mask and smiles, not because they are brave, but because they are bored. This is the psychological plot twist of your life. You have been focusing on building a fortress when you should have been focusing on becoming air. A narcissist can lay siege to a fortress. They can wait you out. They can find the weak point in the wall. They can bribe the guards. But how do you lay siege to the air? How do you capture something that doesn't have a handle? By the end of this breakdown, you will understand that your strength was often just a different type of bait. We are going to reveal the hint mentioned in the title, and it is going to change the way you see every interaction you have with toxic people from this moment forward. Stay with me, because this isn't just a lecture, it's an initiation. You are about to learn how to vibrate at a frequency that is literally invisible to the narcissist's radar. We are talking about the apathetic intellectual, the person who has reached a state of radical indifference. This isn't the gray rock method you've heard about. This is something much deeper, much more permanent. This is the person who has realized that the narcissist is a hollow shell, and because of that realization, they can no longer be hurt by the projections of a ghost. They are the only ones who walk away with their soul intact. Think about the most intense moments of your abuse. The gaslighting, the circular arguments, the silent treatment. All of those tactics require you to care about the narcissist's opinion. They require you to want their approval or to fear their wrath. The person they can't break is the person who has looked into the abyss of the narcissist's soul and realized there is nothing there to fear. They have seen the god of the household and realized it's just a scared, fragile child behind a curtain. Once you see the child, the monster dies. But seeing the child requires a specific kind of internal detachment that most strong people are too proud to adopt. We are moving into Chapter 2, where we will break down the narcissist's psychology in a way you've never heard before. We are going to look at why they are so addicted to breaking the strong and how they use your own virtues, your loyalty, your honesty, your resilience, as weapons against you. If you have ever felt like your best traits were the reason you were targeted, you were right. But you are about to learn how to weaponize your presence so that the narcissist feels like they are shouting into a vacuum. The setup is over. The exposure begins now. To a narcissist, life is a zero-sum game of supply and demand. They are a bottomless pit of psychological hunger, and they view every human being as a potential meal. Their internal world is a chaotic, dark room filled with mirrors that only show their flaws, so they need you to stand in front of those mirrors and tell them they are beautiful. This isn't a desire, it is a survival instinct. Without the supply of your attention, they feel like they are literally disintegrating. This is the secret chaos they hide behind the mask of charm or the shield of rage. They are not powerful, they are parasitic. The narcissist is a master of the mirror metaphor. They don't see you, they see what you can do for them. When they target a strong person, they are looking for a mirror that is polished and high quality. They want to see their own strength reflected back through your submission. If they can break a CEO, an athlete, or a brilliant scholar, it proves they are the ultimate alpha. Your strength is the high-octane fuel they crave. A weak person provides regular fuel, a strong person provides premium. They will spend years, even decades, trying to siphon every drop of that premium energy until the tank is empty. You must understand the cinematic predator mindset. They don't just want to win, they want to conquer. They use love bombing as a reconnaissance mission. During the beginning, they aren't just being nice, they are scanning your soul for the fault lines. They are looking for your super traits, your empathy, your sense of justice, your need to explain yourself. These are the hooks they will use later to drag you into the mud. A strong person often has a strong sense of justice, and the narcissist will use that by being unfair, just to watch you drive yourself crazy trying to fix the injustice. The narcissist's internal world is a documentary of psychological warfare. They are always on. There is no off switch for a person with a personality disorder. They are constantly calculating. If I say this, how will they react? If I withhold this, will they beg? They are like a scientist in a lab, and you are the subject. They are testing your limits. When you are strong and you endure the pain, you are just telling the scientist that the voltage isn't high enough yet. You are encouraging them to turn the dial. You are inadvertently teaching them how to torture you more effectively. This is the parasite metaphor at its most visceral. A parasite doesn't want to kill the host immediately, it wants to keep the host alive just enough to keep feeding. The strong ones are the best hosts because they can survive the most blood loss. You pride yourself on how much you can handle, how much you can take for the sake of the family or the relationship. The narcissist loves that about you. They want you to stay in the strong host role forever. They will praise your strength while they are actively draining your life force, keeping you just healthy enough to produce more supply. Their motive is never love, it is regulation. They cannot regulate their own emotions. They cannot process their own shame. So, they project that shame onto you. When they feel small, they make you feel small so they can feel big by comparison. It is a hydraulic system of ego. For this to work, you have to be someone whose opinion they value, or at least someone who cares about the projection. If you are strong, you usually care about your reputation and your integrity. The narcissist attacks those specific things because they know it will get a reaction. Your integrity is the handle they use to jerk your soul around. Let's look at the visceral metaphor of the black hole. A black hole has such an intense gravitational pull that not even light can escape. The narcissist's ego is that black hole. They try to pull everything into their orbit: your time, your money, your friends, your thoughts. Strong people think they can resist the gravity. They think if they just pull hard enough in the opposite direction, they can stay outside the event horizon. But the more energy you spend fighting the pull, the more exhausted you become, and the closer you get to the center. The only way to win is to not be mass at all. The narcissist is terrified of the void. The void is the truth of who they are, a fragmented, empty shell. To avoid looking at the void, they create drama. Drama is noise. It fills the silence. If they can make you cry, if they can make you defend yourself, if they can start a war in the living room, the noise is loud enough to drown out the internal scream of their own inadequacy. They use you as a noise generator. Your strong defense is just a louder noise, which paradoxically makes them feel more real. You are helping them avoid their own psychological death. They use secret knowledge against you, the things you told them in confidence during the love bombing phase. They have mapped out your insecurities. They know your relationship with your parents, your past failures, and your deepest fears. A strong person often feels they can handle their past being brought up. They think they can argue the logic. But the narcissist isn't using logic, they are using emotional biological warfare. They are injecting poison into the very foundations of your identity. They want to turn your own history into a weapon that you use against yourself. We are concluding the breakdown with a harsh truth. The narcissist is a simulated human. They are mimicking emotions they don't feel to get results they don't deserve. When you treat them like a real person with a real heart, you have already lost. You are playing a game with a set of rules, but they are playing a different game entirely. We are moving into Chapter 3, the turning point, where we reveal the hint. We are going to show you the only person who makes the narcissist's simulation crash. It isn't the one who fights, it's the one who simply doesn't believe in the game anymore. Now we arrive at the dramatic turning point. We have seen that the strong person is a target, a host, and a generator of noise. So, who is the person the narcissist can't break? The answer is the indifferent soul. Not the tough soul, not the resilient soul, but the one who has reached a state of radical disinterest. This is the person who has realized that the narcissist is not a person, but a broken algorithm. They stop trying to fix the relationship, stop trying to explain their perspective, and most importantly, stop needing the narcissist to be anything other than a disaster. This is the plot twist. The narcissist's greatest weapon is intermittent reinforcement, the cycle of being nice and then cruel to keep you hooked. A strong person views this as a puzzle to be solved. They think, if I can just be good enough, the nice person will come back. But the indifferent person doesn't want the nice person back because they realize the nice person was a lie, too. They have lost interest in the reward. When you no longer want the reward, the narcissist has no carrot to dangle. And when they have no carrot, their stick loses all its power. The shift in power happens the moment you stop defending your integrity. A strong person will fight for hours to prove they aren't what the narcissist called them. They will say, I am not a liar. I am not selfish. The indifferent person simply shrugs and says, believe whatever you want. This is the ultimate sin in the narcissist's world. By not defending yourself, you are saying that the narcissist's opinion is meaningless. You are denying them the status of judge. You are firing them from the position of authority they never actually earned. Imagine the narcissist as a vampire who suddenly bites a neck made of stone. There is no blood. There is no nourishment. This is what happens when they encounter indifference. The narcissist tries to provoke a reaction. They use the secret knowledge, they use the projection, they use the silent treatment, and the person just continues their day as if nothing happened. The narcissist's world starts to tilt. Their simulation is receiving a 404 error, supply not found. They are throwing everything they have at you, and you are simply not home. This is the cinematic shift from horror to comedy. To the strong person, the narcissist is a terrifying monster. To the indifferent person, the narcissist is a glitchy NPC, non-player character, in a video game. They see the narcissist's rage not as a threat, but as a technical difficulty. When the narcissist screams, the indifferent person thinks, "Oh, the algorithm is looping again." This lack of fear is the hint. It isn't that they are brave enough to face the monster, it's that they no longer believe the monster has any teeth. The turning point is the death of the projection. A narcissist needs a screen to project their shame onto. If you are strong and you fight back, you are a solid screen. You are catching the projection and wrestling with it. The indifferent person is transparent. The projection goes right through them and hits the wall behind them. The narcissist is forced to look at their own shame because it didn't stick to you. This causes a psychological short circuit. They are drowning in their own poison because you refuse to be the antidote for their self-hatred. Watch the dramatic shift in the narcissist's behavior. When they realize strength isn't working, they usually double down on the rage. But when they realize indifference is the barrier, they experience true panic. They might try a grand gesture, a massive, fake act of kindness, to see if they can buy your interest back. The indifferent person sees this as just another pop-up ad on a website. They close the tab. They don't buy the product. They don't even hate the ad, they just find it irrelevant. This irrelevance is the death of the narcissist's God complex. This is the psychological warfare breakdown of the apathetic strategy. Most people think apathy is weak. They think you are giving up. But in the context of a narcissist, apathy is the nuclear option. It is the total withdrawal of recognition. You are telling the narcissist, "I no longer recognize you as a significant force in my universe." This is the only thing that can break a narcissist because they exist only through the recognition of others. If you don't look at them, they feel like they are disappearing. The strong ones stay in the ring for 12 rounds. They take the hits, they give the hits, and they leave with a moral victory but a broken body. The indifferent ones never even enter the arena. They are in the parking lot, getting in their car, and going to dinner. They aren't stronger than the narcissist, they are smarter. They realize the fight was a rigged game, where the only way to win is to refuse to play. This is the empowerment we promised you. It's the power of walking away without looking back to see their reaction. We are moving into Chapter 4, where we will detail the collapse and consequences of the narcissist when they face this indifference. We will see the ego death in real time. We will see the internal panic that turns into a social collapse. The narcissist is about to unravel because they finally met the only type of person they can't break. The one who simply doesn't care. Get ready to see the monster fall apart. The collapse begins with narcissistic injury. When the narcissist realizes their power is gone, they don't just get angry, they shatter. Their false self is a fragile glass house, and your indifference is a stone that has gone right through the foundation. They start to experience decompensation, the inability to maintain their mask. In front of others, they might still look composed, but behind closed doors, they are unraveling. They are talking to themselves, pacing, and obsessing over why they lost to someone they considered below them. This is the intensified emotional collapse. The narcissist's internal panic is visceral. They feel a sense of annihilation anxiety, the fear that they are literally fading away because they aren't being reflected by your attention. They will try to hoover you with an intensity that is manic. They will send 50 texts, call from private numbers, or show up at your house. But this isn't love, it is a death throes reaction. They are suffocating for lack of supply, and they are clawing at your neck to get one last breath of your energy. The social consequences are the next stage of the collapse. Because the narcissist is manic and unraveling, they start to make mistakes in their smear campaign. Usually, they are subtle and charming when they lie about you. But now, because they are injured, they become aggressive and unhinged. They start telling lies that are too big or too crazy. People who used to believe them start to see the mask slip. The narcissist's social capital begins to evaporate as they expose their own instability to the world. This is the brutally truthful tone of the end game. The narcissist is panic-stricken. They realize they have burned the host. They have pushed the strong person too far, and the host has become indifferent. They are now homeless in a psychological sense. They are frantically looking for new supply, but because they are collapsed and vibrating with rage, they are repelling the very people they are trying to attract. They look desperate, and desperation is their anti-charm. They are losing their predatory edge. The narcissist's internal panic turns into physical decay. You might notice they start to look haggard. The stress of losing control is literally eating them from the inside. They aren't sleeping, they are obsessing. They are ruminating on the indifference of the person they couldn't break. How dare they? How can they just walk away? The silence you have given them is a screaming echo in their head that they can't turn off. They are trapped in a feedback loop of their own shame. This is the psychological plot twist for the narcissist. They thought they were the architect, but they realized they were the prisoner. They built a world around control, and now that they have zero control, they have zero identity. They start splitting more than ever, viewing everyone as an enemy. They alienate their flying monkeys. They turn on their own allies. They are scorched earth personified, but they are the ones standing in the fire. They are self-destructing because they have no external anchor. The unraveling ego is a dark, harsh sight. They might turn to addictions to numb the injury. Alcohol, pills, gambling, anything to fill the void that you used to fill with your resistance. They are trying to self-medicate the death of the false self. They are a sinking ship that is firing its cannons at the water. It's futile. It's ugly. And for the indifferent person, it's just background noise. The narcissist's drama has lost its audience, and a narcissist without an audience is just a ghost. The consequences hit their professional life or reputation. They can no longer perform the perfect employee or the perfect parent mask. Their irritability and paranoia start to leak into every area of their life. They start to feel targeted by everyone. They become conspiratorial. They think everyone is Team You. This paranoia is the final stage of the collapse. They are locked in a mental prison of their own deceit. They are suffocating in a room full of mirrors. This is the documentary-like breakdown of a mental amputation. The narcissist has lost a limb, but instead of healing, the wound is festering. They are obsessed with the limb they lost. They are haunting your life, but you aren't feeling the ghost. This is the ultimate power shift. You have reclaimed your energy, and the narcissist is dying of energy starvation. They are becoming irrelevant in real time. This is the price they pay for playing the game with a person who quit. We are moving into Chapter 5, the final truth and healing. We have seen the monster fall apart. We have seen the collapse. Now, we are going to look at you. We are going to show you how to solidify this indifference so that you never return to the arena. We are going to provide emotional closure that the narcissist will never give you. The monsters are gone. The light is coming. It's time to home to yourself. The empowerment is here. We arrive at the final truth. The reason the indifferent person is the only one the narcissist can't break is that they have disarmed the ego. Strength is an ego construction. When you are strong, you are trying to be something. When you are indifferent, you are simply being. You have dropped the rope in the tug-of-war. The narcissist falls backward into the mud, not because you pulled harder, but because you stopped pulling entirely. This is the zen of survival. It is the empowerment of realizing that you don't need to win a fight that doesn't exist. This is the cinematic closing of your trauma. You are standing on the edge of the battlefield, looking at the smoke and realizing you are unscathed. The secret knowledge is this: the narcissist was never strong. They were just noisy. They were a paper tiger with a megaphone. Your strength was giving the tiger claws. Your indifference has declawed the beast forever. You can now walk through the woods of your life without looking over your shoulder. You are safe not because the world is kind, but because you are unmessable. Healing begins with radical acceptance. Acceptance that the narcissist is a broken soul that cannot be fixed, taught, or healed by you. You must accept that they are psychological junk. You don't argue with junk, you discard it. This is the blunt truth you need to hear. You were trying to find gold in a landfill. Stop digging. The gold is in you. It was always in you. You were just too busy trying to save the landfill. It's time to wash your hands and walk away. This is the empowering shift to self-validation. You no longer need the narcissist to admit they were wrong. They will never admit it. Their identity depends on never being wrong. You must provide your own closure. Closure is the decision that the narcissist's opinion has zero value. It is the realization that you were seeking approval from an entity that doesn't even approve of itself. You have been promoted from victim to observer. You are watching the storm from a warm house. Imagine a cinematic shot of you smiling as you delete the number. This isn't a strong delete, it's a bored delete. It's like deleting spam email. There is no emotion in it. There is no hate. Hate is still a connection. Hate is hot supply. Indifference is ice cold. When you reach indifference, you have won. The narcissist is deleted from your internal operating system. You have formatted the hard drive. The malware is gone. You are rebooting into a new reality. This is the slow burn of authentic life. You are rediscovering your joy, your curiosity, and your peace. These are the things the narcissist tried to kill. They didn't break you, they just distracted you from your true self. You are now integrating the lessons of the war. You are wiser. You are more discriminating. You are emotionally intelligent in a way that normal people can never understand. You have secret knowledge of the darkness, which makes your light that much brighter. Closure is the silence of the narcissist's voice in your head. When they scream in your memory, you no longer feel the jolt of adrenaline. You just think, there's that noise again. You are deconditioned. You are free. You have broken the trauma bond by starving it of attention. You are empowered because you have mastered your focus. You choose where your energy goes. And it will never go to a narcissist again. You are investment-grade soul, and you are only investing in reality now. This is the documentary conclusion to your healing. You are the survivor who didn't just endure, but transcended. You have moved from toughness to transparency. You have become a reflector of truth. When people look at you, they see authenticity. The narcissist can't break authenticity because authenticity has no mask to pull off. You are indestructible because you are real. The monsters only exist in the shadows. You have turned on the sun. The shadows are gone. Let the dramatic, hypnotic tone wash over you. You are entering a new season. A season of quiet strength and deep peace. You are the only type of person the narcissist can't break, the one who sees through them. You have the sight. You are psychologically immune. You can see a red flag from a mile away and smile as you change direction. You are no longer a host. You are a home for yourself. The war is over. You won by leaving the battlefield. The final, quotable truth is this: a narcissist doesn't break the strong, they break the invested. To survive them, you don't need a shield of iron, you need a heart of indifference. You are free. You are whole. You are untargetable. Now, go live the life they tried to steal. You earned it. This is your victory lap. Don't look back. There is nothing there but dust and mirrors. Keep walking toward your own infinite light. Would you like me to write a 2-prompt thumbnail with clickbait text and Wojak characters for this topic to make it complete?